Ted Bundy committed over 30 murders across the United States in the 1970s, shocking the nation with his charm and brutality. His ability to blend into society, to appear as the boy next door, made his crimes all the more terrifying. These chilling words echo the dark reality of one of America's most notorious serial killers. Bundy was not just a murderer, he was a master of deception. He was a phantom, lurking in the shadows of everyday life. His presence was like a dark cloud, always there but never fully seen. His victims, young women who resembled a lost love, never knew what hit them. They were drawn to his seemingly kind demeanor, unaware of the monster that lay beneath. Bundy's case remains a chilling reminder that evil often wears the most familiar faces. His ability to mask his true nature was his most dangerous weapon. Bundy's crimes sent shockwaves through the heart of America. The nation was gripped by fear and disbelief as the extent of his atrocities came to light. How could someone so seemingly normal commit such horrific acts? It was a question that haunted everyone who followed the case. He shattered the illusion of safety. No longer could people feel secure in their own neighborhoods, knowing that someone like Bundy could be lurking nearby. No longer could one simply trust the charming stranger or the seemingly kind face in the crowd. The world had changed, and innocence was lost. The boogeyman, it seemed, was real. He was not a figment of imagination, but a living, breathing entity that walked among us. The nation watched in horror as details of Bundy's crimes unfolded. Each new revelation was more shocking than the last, painting a picture of unimaginable evil. Each revelation more gruesome than the last. The sheer brutality of his actions left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. He was a predator who stalked his prey with meticulous care. His methods were calculated, his actions deliberate. A master manipulator who used charm as a weapon. His ability to feign vulnerability made him all the more dangerous. His victims, often lured by his feigned vulnerability, never stood a chance. They were ensnared by his charm, only to meet a tragic end. Bundy's reign of terror left an indelible mark on the American psyche. The fear he instilled lingered long after his capture. His name became synonymous with pure evil. He was the embodiment of the darkest aspects of human nature. He became a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones. Parents warned their children and communities remained vigilant. A chilling reminder that the world is a dangerous place. The sense of security that once existed was forever altered. And sometimes, the monsters we fear most are the ones hiding in plain sight. They walk among us, unseen until it's too late. Ted Bundy was an enigma, a man whose very existence seemed to defy the boundaries of human understanding. He was handsome and charismatic, traits that allowed him to easily blend into society and gain the trust of those around him. A law student who volunteered for a suicide hotline, Bundy appeared to be a model citizen, someone who genuinely cared about the well-being of others. He was the very antithesis of the monstrous image he embodied. His charm and intelligence masked a deeply disturbed individual. This stark contrast between his outward persona and his inner darkness is perhaps the most unsettling aspect of his story. It is a chilling reminder that evil can wear a friendly face. Bundy was a master manipulator, able to convince those around him of his innocence and good intentions. He exuded an air of vulnerability, often appearing as someone in need of help or sympathy. Often appearing injured, he would use this facade to gain the trust of his victims. His ability to feign weakness was one of his most effective tools. He would lure them in with requests for help, exploiting their empathy and kindness. This manipulation was a key part of his predatory strategy. Once alone with them, the mask would slip, revealing the monster beneath. The transformation from charming to terrifying was both swift and brutal. His preferred victims were young women, often those who were vulnerable or alone. Often with long dark hair parted down the middle, they bore a striking resemblance to a girlfriend who had broken his heart years earlier. This pattern suggests a chilling motive, a twisted desire to inflict pain and seek revenge on a ghost from his past. His actions were not random, but driven by a deep-seated vendetta. Bundy's ability to blend into society, to appear normal and even charming, made him all the more dangerous. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing. he shattered the stereotype of the crazed killer, proving that evil can lurk behind the most unassuming facades. His case forced society to rethink its understanding of what a killer looks like. His story is a haunting reminder that appearances can be deceiving. The true danger lies in those who can hide their malevolence behind a mask of normalcy. His case served as a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving and that monsters often walk among us, hidden in plain sight. The legacy of Ted Bundy is a testament to the terrifying duality of human nature. The true extent of Ted Bundy's crimes remains shrouded in mystery. His reign of terror left an indelible mark on the American psyche, a haunting reminder of the evil that can lurk behind a charming facade. While he confessed to 30 murders, the real number of his victims is believed to be much higher. Bundy's confessions were often vague and inconsistent, leaving investigators to piece together the true scale of his atrocities. Investigators believe the actual number could be far higher. Some estimates suggest that Bundy may have claimed the lives of over 100 victims, a staggering figure that underscores the sheer horror of his actions. Some estimates suggest over 100 victims, their lives tragically cut short by a monster who preyed on their trust and vulnerability. Bundy's ability to blend into society, to appear as a normal, even charming individual, made his crimes all the more terrifying. Their lives tragically cut short by a monster who preyed on their trust and vulnerability. He targeted young women, often luring them with a facade of helplessness or charm, only to reveal his true, monstrous nature when it was too late for them to escape. From Washington to Florida, Bundy's reign of terror spanned multiple states, leaving a trail of heartbreak and despair in its wake. Each state he visited bore witness to his unspeakable acts, each community left to grapple with the aftermath of his violence, leaving a trail of heartbreak and despair in its wake. Families were torn apart, communities left in shock and mourning. The emotional scars of Bundy's actions ran deep, affecting countless lives. His methods were brutal and chillingly calculated, often involving strangulation or blunt force trauma. Bundy took a perverse pleasure in the suffering of his victims, his actions driven by a dark, insatiable urge, often involving strangulation or blunt force trauma. His attacks were sudden and violent, leaving his victims with little chance of survival. The brutality of his methods only added to the horror of his crimes. He would sometimes revisit his victims' remains, engaging in acts of necrophilia that spoke to the depths of his depravity. These acts were a grotesque extension of his need for control and domination, engaging in acts of necrophilia that spoke to the depths of his depravity. His actions were not just about killing, they were about exerting power over his victims, even in death. The disappearances followed a chilling pattern. Young women, often college students, would vanish without a trace, their lives abruptly extinguished. The fear was palpable, a silent terror that gripped communities across the nation. Young women vanishing without a trace, their lives abruptly extinguished. The fear was palpable, a silent terror that gripped communities across the nation. Each disappearance added to the growing sense of dread, as people realized that a predator was among them. A silent terror that gripped communities across the nation. Parents clutched their daughters closer, suspicion clouding once familiar faces. The sense of safety and normalcy was shattered, replaced by an ever-present fear. Parents clutched their daughters closer, suspicion clouding once familiar faces. The details of Bundy's crimes, revealed through court testimonies and his own chilling confessions, painted a gruesome picture of a killer driven by a profound darkness. The details of Bundy's crimes, revealed through court testimonies and his own chilling confessions, painted a gruesome picture of a killer driven by a profound darkness. His actions transcended the realm of human comprehension, leaving an indelible stain on the American consciousness. Painted a gruesome picture of a killer driven by a profound darkness. His actions transcended the realm of human comprehension, leaving an indelible stain on the American consciousness. The sheer scale and brutality of his crimes were almost beyond belief. His actions transcended the realm of human comprehension, leaving an indelible stain on the American consciousness. His name became synonymous with evil, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly normal individuals. Leaving an indelible stain on the American consciousness, his name became synonymous with evil, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly normal individuals. The legacy of his crimes continues to haunt the nation, a stark warning of the potential for darkness within the human soul. His name became synonymous with evil, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly normal individuals. Ted Bundy's story is a grim testament to the capacity for human cruelty, a narrative that continues to captivate and horrify in equal measure, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly normal individuals. His story serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of trust and the ever-present potential for evil in the world. Bundy's capture in 1978 brought a collective sigh of relief across the nation. The elusive predator, finally apprehended after years of terrorizing innocent lives, was behind bars. But Bundy's story, much like the man himself, was far from over. His trial became a media spectacle. The nation, captivated and horrified in equal measure, watched as Bundy, representing himself in court, used his charisma and legal knowledge in a twisted performance. He relished the attention, his ego fueled by the spotlight. In a shocking turn of events, Bundy escaped custody, not once, but twice. His first escape from a Colorado courthouse library saw him on the run for 6 days. He then escaped from a Colorado jail, remaining free for several weeks and committing further atrocities. Each escape fueled the public's fascination and fear, cementing his image as a cunning and dangerous criminal. These escapes, daring and meticulously planned, demonstrated Bundy's audacious nature. He was a master manipulator, even within the confines of the legal system. His ability to evade capture, to slip through the cracks of justice, only intensified the aura of fear and fascination that surrounded him. Bundy's trial in 1979 for the Chi Omega sorority house murders in Florida was a media sensation. Cameras captured every twist and turn of the courtroom drama. Millions watched, transfixed, as Bundy, acting as his own attorney, attempted to charm the jury and manipulate the proceedings. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence. Eyewitness accounts, forensic analysis, and even Bundy's own words, recorded during jailhouse interviews, painted a damning picture. Bundy, however, remained defiant, maintaining his innocence despite the overwhelming evidence stacked against him. One of the most chilling moments of the trial came when Bundy, cross-examining a witness, appeared to lose control. His carefully constructed facade crumbled, revealing a glimpse of the rage and darkness that lay beneath the surface. This brief but telling loss of composure, witnessed by millions, further solidified public opinion against him. The jury ultimately found Bundy guilty on all counts. The courtroom erupted in cheers as the judge handed down 3 death sentences. Justice, it seemed, had finally prevailed. Bundy, the once charming manipulator, had been exposed for the monster he truly was.